What's going on, people? Chelsea 2, Bournemouth 2 in the Premier League. Captain Reece James sparing Chelsea's blushes in the 95th minute of stoppage time. But there's so much to say, man. In this game, Chelsea, same issues, man. Same issues. What happened to the entertainers as well? The top scorers in the Premier League, that always scores loads of goals. These last few games, it's just been Cole Palmer. And to be honest, I've been saying this. I said this on the Londoners Blue pod the other day. Reece James is Superman. He's up there with Cole Palmer as our best players. And you can talk about him playing centre-back and right-back. How effective can that be in a game? Massively, mate, because it's not just the amazing free kick. Look at him on the ball. We'll talk about player performances. We'll talk about the fragility of this team. Heck, we might even talk about the absolutely terrible refereeing performance from whatever that egomaniac's name is. I forget. Welcome back to Football Therapy, guys. We're going to get into it. We are winless in 5 Premier League games. Bournemouth are a good side. There is a positive to come back against them, and with Reece James scoring. Taking 4 points from this Bournemouth team this season isn't that bad. But of course, the narrative is where we are. The narrative is winless in 5 games, and we are in a top 4 race, guys. We are going to get into it all today. Of course, big news before kickoff, seeing both Renato Vega and Christopher Nkunku included in the matchday squad, with both of them maybe on the way out this month in this transfer window. But they were utilised. But we are going to use Surfshark. We're not going to use Surfshark. We're going to use SofaScore to look at the lineups here. It's a 4-2-3-1 from Andoni Iraola's Bournemouth. And look, of course they've got Evan Nilsson out. But Justin Kluivert came on in the 23rd minute, right? And that's with him on, that's a strong team, with their best players out there except Evan Nilsson. Of course, they couldn't have Kepa Arrizabalaga in this game, but apparently SofaScore says Travers was man of the match, so I don't think they missed Kepa that much. Chelsea went with a 4-2-3-1. I really quite pre-kickoff, I really liked the lineup. It was obviously Rob Sanchez, Joshua Champong partnering Colwill, Kukurea, and Caicedo playing right back. That inverts into the midfield. Not much of it there because we did see him move to an actual central midfield as well. And then Lavia and Enzo behind Sancho, Palmer, Madueke and Jackson. In theory, I really liked that lineup. I think we played quite well with Lavia for that spell when he was playing, and Caicedo was inverting into the midfield and joining him. And it makes Enzo Fernandez play better for my money. And Enzo Fernandez was excellent in this game for when Chelsea were actually playing well. So, yeah, I liked it pre-kickoff. We saw substitute appearances, 4 substitute appearances. We're never going to see the 5, are we? I mean, to be fair, if Nkunku and Vega on the way out, I mean, who are you going to bring on? Maybe a Mark Gu. Anyway, we saw substitute appearances from Reece James, difference maker, Tosin for Joshua Champong, Pedro Neto came on, Joao Felix, Neto frustrating. Neto is frustrating me a little bit at the moment, I must say. We can talk about player performances generally, but let's look at the stats, guys, because the first half, right? The first half, we scored 1 goal. We absolutely should have had this game sewn up in the first half. Nearly 2 XG. We should score 2 goals from that. Absolutely 3 big chances, so we could even score, if you're Chelsea quality players, you can score 3 goals from that. 13 shots to their 1. We had 13 times the amount of shots they had in the first half. That is I know we didn't lose the game. It doesn't feel like we lost it because we got a late equaliser, but it's we got to look at the issues here, guys. Travers made 4 saves, 5 corner kicks to their 1. This is all the first half. Absolutely dominated them. Pretty much even possession, but in terms of what's happening. Second half, they were better, you must say. We still had 13 shots to their 6, probably not high-value shots. And they were marginally better. So maybe they would have, dare I say, won the second half. We should have scored Really, we should have scored 2 or 3 goals in the first half. Maybe they get their goal in the second half. That's how this game should have gone down, and it's bared out statistically as well. But no, it's a 2-2 draw. This was a mental game, guys. Of course, we got the Cole Palmer early goal assist from Nico Jackson. And look, I'm going to say it now about player performances. I'm just going to talk about Nicholas Jackson now. I do halftime live streams on my Instagram at Football Yannick, if you want to follow me on there, because we talk about the games and I do stories as we play. Jackson at halftime was getting hate, right? And I get it. I would like a big, shiny new centre forward as well to start for Chelsea. I think it would help us. But Jackson played really effing well in that first half. He really did, right? So he had 2 chances and a really worldy assist for Palmer. Let's just talk about the assist now. Jackson wins it in the middle of the pitch. He sort of turns the whole Bournemouth midfield, progresses the ball up a little bit, and then plays the perfectly weighted through ball for Cole Palmer, who does an amazing finish. He dummy shoots Travers, sits him down, and puts it in the corner. It's an amazing Chelsea goal in the 13th minute, right? Really, really good. Of course, you expect that quality from Palmer, but to that creativity from Jackson, that link up again from those 2 players, it's there again, that link up. And look, he missed 2 chances. So one was a cutback from Noni Madueke on the right wing, but if you look at the ball, it bobbles massively, and by the time it gets to him, it's spinning after a bobble, and it's really hard to get your foot over it. That's a really hard chance to convert. Like, especially, you when you see it, you'll be like, oh, fair enough. And then, of course, a really lovely ball from Cole Palmer, and he heads it near post. I think he forces a save from Travers that just goes out. And it was a good shot, but like, other than that, in the first half, he did everything right. Like, his runs, like, I'm going to tell you now, so he had 3 shots on target, 3 shots off target. Maybe you want at least a goal from that, but he got an assist. He got he made 2 key passes, which is incredibly creative. He won 4 ground duels, won 100% of his aerial duels, didn't lose the ball that much, and he ran the channel. He played really well. Literally, it's so close for Jackson that if he scores that goal, say the header, then it's an amazing performance from Jackson. A world-class through ball assist that Fabregas used to do, but the turn before, a great headed goal. It's so close from being brilliant. So because of that, I feel like it's just so unhelpful to slag him off. Yeah, getting a big number 9 in there that could just do it. Great, but we're so lucky to have Jackson. It was a great deal. He's always available. He'll run for 90 minutes, and he executes the tactical plan amazingly. I know loads of people like Jackson, but I just feel like people really need to understand that he's such a good footballing asset. Again, I always reference that article Liam Twomey. Was it Liam Twomey? Or someone on The Athletic wrote about him, how about he's like one of the best pressing strikers in world football. That's great. You don't want to lose that. Yeah, but that's still, whatever. If you want a big lump in the box that just always scores as well, yes, bring me that as well. All right, so 1-0 halftime. We should be up, basically. Christie gets a yellow, and then, we concede a penalty, right? And this is the frustrating bit, because it's 5 minutes into the second half. And this is the annoying thing. It's so easy when it was just Disassi doing it all the time. Or if it was either Rob Sanchez or Disassi doing it all the time, like passing it out and then we're conceding a goal. But it's not just them, is it? Because it was Cole Palmer the other day, who's our superstar. And here, it was Lavia, who was happy to be seen starting, doing a really dumb, giving the ball away, the turnover, really dumb. And then Caicedo, who a lot of people up until recently thought he was our player of the season, Moises Caicedo, just doing a really dumb challenge in the box. And of course, Kluivert's come on now at this point. Maybe he was only going to come on in the 60th minute or something originally, but obviously he came on for an injury in the 23rd. And he's scored all those penalties, basically. And yeah, he converts a great penalty. 5 minutes into the second half. 5 minutes into the second half. It's 1-0 where you think, oh God, here we bloody go. We should be 2 or 3-0 up, and it's 1-1. And a huge moment in the game, of course, was the David Brooks card in the 54th minute. Is his card changed? But he was given a yellow. I don't think he was actually given a red initially. Oh, my cat's just... What are you doing there? Let's be real. She wants to sit in my lap. Okay, fine. Let's be real. It was a red card. I don't know how that was not given like as a red card. It was given as a yellow. And basically, very in the first few minutes of the game, Kukurea like body checks Brooks, like gives him a little sort of shoulder on transition. Bit naughty, but might have been a foul. Obviously not a card. So he'd obviously in his head, Brooks been like, right, I'm gonna get him back when I get a chance. And he just literally pulls at the side of his head when he's running on the break. It's a red card, dude. I don't understand how it's not a red card, especially after VAR review. Apparently PGMOL made a comment on it and said it was reckless, not dangerous. But it's a red card. He's running on the break. He's pulled him by the head. Like I don't want to spend too much time on this because I think it's a nonsense. I think it's bollocks, actually. And it should be a red card. Lavia comes off then. We've conceded. It was bad from Lavia before they're conceding a foul from Caicedo. So Lavia is sacrificed, who was previously booked as well. And now with Lavia sacrificed, Reece James comes on and Caicedo moves into the place of Lavia staying in CDM. Not long after, Christie assists Semenyo for Bournemouth to go ahead. Now, it's a great goal from Semenyo. I mean, Josh Echiampong was hooked as a result of this action, I think, because he was sort of like marshalling Semenyo and he lashes it, roof of the net, left foot, near post. I don't think it was like a necessarily really bad from a Echiampong. Maybe a more sort of senior defender just doesn't let him take that shot. I don't know. I don't really know enough about defending, to be honest. But yeah, and then obviously Tosin comes on after that. I think Echiampong's just displayed excellent ability, but for me, I'm not going to have a go at him. I think it was an excellent goal from Semenyo, and Bournemouth are winning in the 68th minute, and you're thinking, hell, man, like, it's happening again. So Tosin comes on, and then, to be fair to Maresca, he probably makes the right changes, considering the Nkunku situation. Felix comes on for Caicedo, so Enzo Fernandez will drop a little bit deeper. And Neto comes on for Noni Madueke, straight swap in the right wing. Yes, it's a Reece James free kick in the 95th minute that I think actually Nico Jackson wins. Everyone, if you want, for those of you who might have been slanging off Nico Jackson. And yeah, Reece James was an excellent free kick. He almost like dummies Bournemouth. They think he's going to go over the wall, but he literally slots it right side netting inside. The keeper has no idea, Travers. And yeah, he saves Chelsea and gets us a point. It's a great moment for him. It's a great free kick. Palmer's probably a little bit annoyed with Reece James coming back into fitness because he thinks, he's going to be on free kicks now. Another opportunity, less opportunity for Palmer to generate goals and assists and stuff. But yeah, what a free kick from James. I mean, let's talk about player performances then quickly. Rob Sanchez caught a lot of heat on my Instagram feed. I don't necessarily think he had a standout disaster class or anything. I think Kukurea, as much as it serves him being this what do you call it, pantomime villain, sometimes it doesn't, and it becomes becomes the story. We don't need that being the story. It was fine when it was Costa and he'd score the goals anyway and he was up the pitch and it didn't matter because it's not the functionality of the game, it's the striker. But when it's Kukurea, I just don't want him to be the story all the time. I love him. I think he's great. Colwill here is the highest ranked player in the back line of Chelsea, maybe deservedly so. Josh Echiampong deserves praise. How he plays, it's really, really good. He's strong, he occupies the right space, and he can do that marauding up the pitch. Of course, he's played as right back as well, so he's comfortable advancing yards. And yeah, I think generally in moments he looks really, really good, and I can understand why we think the quality of this 18-year-old is good enough. I do think a game like this is going to make Chelsea buy a centre-back. Not because Colwill or Champon were really, really bad, but the way we need a big boy back there. Cole was having to be the big boy for a Champong, and he's 21 years old and he's a hothead himself. I feel like in moments like that, like a grown up, and Tosin's good. I just don't think he's Chelsea starting quality to be the best. I think he's good to rotate in. I think he's good for other competitions. I think he was an excellent free transfer, but he's not Chelsea starter for me. A Champong might be, but I feel like at some point, but I feel like right now we need someone to say to Semenyo, no you don't, mate. We need someone to calm everyone down and put their foot on the ball, and but all good players, very pleased with them there. Lavia I was very disappointed with. I think he was the worst. I mean, Noni's got heat here, but I think Lavia was the most disappointing for me. I didn't see any benefit from him, and his error actually to Caicedo turned the game for Chelsea. I'm not going to blame him for dropping points, but that was the moment. And the problem with Chelsea isn't Lavia making a mistake there, even though that's the moment. It's Chelsea can't deal with adversity. They're absolutely expressing themselves in the first half. We looked at the stats, insanely dominant. We're way better than Bournemouth. Don't worry about it. Oh, what? There's a penalty. Oh, what? He didn't get sent off when he should have. And then they just don't know how to deal with it. Do you know what I mean? That's the issue. Enzo Fernandez, I think, was magnificent. Look at that touch map. Of course, he played different positions here. 81 touches. He made 7 key passes. Do you have any idea how good that is? That's like prime Fabregas against a 4th division team. 7 key passes in a game is incredible. Wow. He only completed 1 cross, but he completed 8 of his 9 long balls, which is great. He won 6 of his 9 ground duels, which is, very good, basically. Lost the ball a bunch, but it was a high transitional game. A massively great performance from Enzo Fernandez. We've spoken about Jackson. Palmer was good. Not only had good moments in the cutbacks, but I feel like this is an important game in just learning more. Like, what have we learned here? We've learned that the centre-back issue, like I said, maybe we need just a big boy at the back. Reece James needs to play football, basically. He's that guy. He's friggin' wicked. I mean, you'd just be gutted if he picks up an injury because we played him before he's ready. But, yeah, man, like Reece James needs to get in there. I'm absolutely not going to hate on Jackson because I see what he does, which is good. But maybe, just maybe, Chelsea will get a striker. And that's not because I dislike Jackson. That's just because, maybe Jackson needs a few games as the 30 minutes in the second half striker. Do you know what I mean? That like Nkunku was sort of failing to do or whatever, but we'll see what happens there. Guys, thank you for joining me. Let me know what you think. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Daily videos here, always on Football Therapy, and of course I'm covering all transfer news at the moment. So yeah, guys, hope to see you back soon. Peace.